Okay, so this is interesting. Simon Bennet has posted some interesting tidbits and bits of information of what to expect in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury when it drops later this year in 2023. Now, he says these are ideas that have been incorporated due to fan request into the show, so it looks like they listened to the fan feedback from Dino Fury and previous seasons, and they're incorporating that into Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. So, what's also interesting about this is a two-part thread. Now, part 1 was posted at 9:24 a.m. for me. Part 2 was posted at 10:30 a.m. for me, or 10:34 a.m. And there's a story behind this, and I highly recommend checking out my Lord Zed video that I posted earlier that day. So go watch that Lord Zed video, it's definitely worth watching. But to sum it up, before you go watch that video, Andrew Lang, who voices Lord Zed in Dino Fury, is not reprising his role as Lord Zed in Cosmic Fury due to online harassment from fans, and I say fans with quotation marks. So let's go over Simon's post and talk about it, and weigh in my opinions, weigh in some thoughts, and have a discussion about it. So, if you guys want to have a discussion too, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share this video around on the social medias and stuff like that, and don't forget to like it as well, and subscribe. That YouTube jazz that they always say. So, let's read Simon's post. Here are some of the fan requests that have been incorporated into Cosmic Fury. Number 1. No moral of the week stories. Okay, so I know that a lot of older fans don't like the moral of the week stories, because, you know, they're very babyish, but then you have to remember, Power Rangers is a kids show with a target demographic of like 4 to 8 to 12 years old, so that's who they're aiming for. So I know that like a lot of people don't vibe with the moral of the week stories, like even in MMPR, they had them back in the day, but fans don't like them in older seasons. So I can understand where they're coming from. Although they're not jammed down your throat like they did back in MMPR, where like MMPR would really sort of force it. The later seasons, they don't do that too much. No comedy duo scenes. That sucks. I really like J-Borg and Jane. Although, I know that they filmed their stuff, and they've probably filmed their stuff, so they're definitely going to be in the seasons. So I guess they're not going to have those random cutaways to, like, Buzz Blast and stuff like that. Which is kind of a shame, because I usually enjoyed those B-plot stories, and if we're not going to have those kind of B-plot stories with the comic relief, like Jane and J-Borg, that's going to suck. Like, I enjoy those characters. They're a lot of fun. But then again, we had like sort of 2 comic relief duos in Dino Fury. You had the villains and the heroes. You had Mucus and Slifer, and then you had Jane and J-Borg, and they sort of like played off each other in different ways and different comedy aspects. So it sucks that they won't be in there. I know the actresses are going to be in the season from what they post on social media, but we don't know what role they'll play. So I'm curious to see what role like Jane and J-Borg will play in Cosmic Fury. Number 3, return of practical explosions. So that means more booms behind you, more backwards explosions. 4, no filler. So filler is a very touchy subject when it comes to Power Rangers, and I might make my own video talking about it. I might have to script this one and not go off the fly. But filler in Power Rangers is kind of a double-edged sword, because some filler episodes are hot duty, and some episodes that are filler, although they don't progress the plot, they progress the character development here and there. So although not a lot happens with the plot or the bad guys, then the characters learn a lesson and they grow from that. So it sucks that that's not going to be in there, so no filler. But then again, Cosmic Fury is going to be 10 episodes long, so I believe Simon posted this earlier, and I talked about it earlier, when it went from 20 to 10 episodes. 10 episodes will make it very fast-paced and condensed, so that way they can tell a story from start to finish, which is what we're leading into for this one, where he says, number 5, character and story threads through the whole season. So that's cool. Each episode will lead into the next. That makes sense, because it's going to be on Netflix and won't be too episodic. 6, personalized and unique weapons. Now, This is something we already know about because we've seen the props for the weapons. Now, one thing I want to bring up, that weapon that I talked about in an earlier video, and a lot of people have talked about in videos with Zato, the roleplay prop. Simon said on Twitter that that is not Zato's unique weapon. That's just something Hasbro made up for the toys. So if you're upset about that being Zato's weapon, then that's not his weapon. He's getting something new that we'll see later down the line. Number 8, more music from Bert Serlin. Bert's music I really enjoyed in Dino Fury. I believe Bert did like the music for Parks and Rec, if I remember correctly, but I really like their music, especially like the Dino Fury Morph. That tune is really iconic as it played. Like, that was such a vibe, and I'm hoping we get more themes like that. And then he said, number 9, new theme song. So I feel like number 10 was meant to be a new theme song, but then he edited it and took out the Lord Zed thing that I mentioned earlier. But these points are really fascinating to know what the show is going to be about moving forward. No moral of the week. I get that not a lot of people like that stuff. No comedy do I get not a lot of people like that stuff, but you gotta remember, kids show, but you know, the adults don't like it, so it's gonna be weird not seeing wacky hijinks while they're fighting through space, so we'll see what happens. Practical explosions, I know I'm going over them again. Practical explosions, if I remember correctly, there hasn't been like a lot of explosions in recent seasons of Power Rangers. There's been like the smoke ones, where the smoke goes off, but I don't think there's been no like Sparky Boom Boom explosions that we got a lot like during the Disney era, where they would have like explosions going off behind them in every other scene. So it looks like they're bringing that back, which should be cool to see. And I can understand why they didn't do like a lot of fiery explosions in Dino Fury, because they filmed a lot in New Zealand, like in the forest and stuff, and if they did that stuff there, then kind of a fire hazard for the people around them. So I can understand why, because there wasn't many quarry fight scenes in Dino Fury. There was like a couple, but that might have been borrowed from the Sentai footage. There was the finale where they fight on the beach in New Zealand. We had that, but like not a lot of like backwards explosions, unfortunately. And then the story threads, which I'm excited to see, because from what we've heard rumors about, we can have characters like have like a continuous story from start to finish. So that's something I'm really excited to see. And then each episode leading into the next is something that's going to be really cool as well, which makes sense. It's on Netflix. It's going to be like very binge worthy. You got to watch one episode that's going to hook you into the other one. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do the stings for that moving forward. But anyway, guys, what do you think of this information and revelation? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm out of here. I think I'm going to bring this video to a close, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.